Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, Yuki Janita Dewi, Dr. M.B.A. as my thesis supervisor. Good day for all thesis examiner, and good day for everyone who watch my thesis presentation. My name is Yuki Masrifah from Marketing Concentration, International Class 6, UGM, Jakarta. Today, I would like to present about my research thesis entitled Applying Big Data Analytic Tools as a Market-Driven Strategy, Clustering, and Predictive Modeling for Retained Savings Performance in XYZ Company. Today, Industrial Revolution 4.0 has impacted the banking sector, especially by the existence of VUCA. This aspect makes a significant change, not only shifting customers' demand, but also increasing competition for banks to adjust their business process. The role of market-driven strategy is to improve bank competitiveness by considered earlier about market segmentation. According to Khalili Damghani, segmentation improves customer loyalty and enhances enterprise level for long-lasting relationship by widening profitable customer database. XYZ Company had been realized about this thing. Aligning with Corporate Strategy 2019, XYZ Company focuses on savings account by creating programs that targeted on business accounts and individual accounts to retain their savings fully. The program evaluation shows that only 0.5% of the customer had been offered for joining the programs, and the customer who is eligible to get the benefit of the program just 0.01% of total population. This happened due to the huge customer database that management should be handled. Therefore, an exploration of a market-driven strategy using cluster analysis and model prediction of customers who will have high contribution to XYZ Company is conducted. There are two main research questions on this study. First, how should the company identify cluster of the existing saving customers holders in XYZ Company based on their behavior using K-mean algorithm? And second, how should the company identify potential customers who will be the target of the program offers using a decision tree model analysis? The research purpose, the first one, is to identify cluster of the existing saving customers holders based on their behavior using K-mean algorithm. And second, to predict potential customers who will be the target of the program offering using a decision tree model analysis. Theoretical basis. According to Craven and Percy, the market segmentation process involves several related activities and decisions, starting with the defining market to be segmented, followed with identifying market segments, forming market segments, finer segmentation strategies, and selecting the segmentation strategies. About data mining for segmentation, according to Janita and Patel, for identifying behavioral patterns in customer groups, researchers should use descriptive variables, even though descriptive variables are sometimes not relevant to use for distinguish differences and similarities between customers. By identifying customer groups using descriptive characteristics, potential customers can be identified. Consider the limitation of descriptive variable. Murray has proposed data mining methods to solve the problem for better performance in customer segmentation by identifying behavior pattern in historical data. The test results between data mining and real-world dataset on the segmentation method shows improved performance compared to traditional method. About customer database and database marketing, according to Kotler and Keller, a customer database is an organized, comprehensive, accessible, and actionable for lead generation as well as maintenance of customer relationship. Ideally, a business database contains comprehensive customer historical data like their purchase history, volume of transaction, profit generation, demography, and so on. In the company, these data are collected and organized into data warehouse, where could be captured by running query, then analyze them to draw business insight. Kotler and Keller also mentioned that data mining uses advanced statistical techniques like cluster analysis, predictive modeling, and neural networking. The advantages of using databases on developing customer analysis are to identify prospects, to decide which customer should receive a particular offer, to deepen customer loyalty, to reactive customer purchase, and to avoid serious customer mistakes. Research method. Descriptive quantitative approach has been used in this research by using secondary data. XYZ company has systems that use or records a large amount of data. The process of finding knowledge from databases that have been stored in data warehouses is using data mining tools. It is an approach that combines exploration and discovery with complementary analysis. Secondary data that is used is customer database. It is consists of demography dataset like age, gender, and occupation, and transaction history dataset like the savings product, loans product, revenue generation, and transaction based on the savings product. And the analysis method that been used in this research is market segmentation framework by Craven and Piercy, K-means clustering by Khalili Damghani, Abdi, and Abdul Makarim, and decision tree model analysis by Griselda, Juan, and Jungkook. The decision tree model has been assessed by confusion metrics. Accuracy performance metrics can be decisive when dealing with imbalanced data, like in this model development. So that researchers use the confusion metrics with precision, recall, accuracy, and F1 score to give better intuition of prediction results as compared to accuracy. The criteria for each classifier is divided into 4 things. First, the perfect classifier. It means that the model could predict 100% of positive cases. Second, the worst possible classifiers. It means that the model could not predict a single of positive cases. Third, the ultra-liberal classifier. It means that the model still have a room to improve through running data testing and data training. And last, the ultra-conservative classifiers. It means that the model not applicable to predict the cases. Phase of data analysis is using market segmentation framework from Craven and Piercy. First, define market segment. The objective is estimating variations and identifying types of saving accounts holder. Second, identifying market segment. The objective is to find characteristics of saving accounts holder to the program offers. The tool that is used is Big Data Warehouse, captured by running query with Hadoop SQL. Third, forming market segment. The objective is grouping saving accounts holder based on their responses differences. Tool K-means clustering with machine learning program. Next is finer market segmentation. The objective is developing better segmentation strategy through a combination of certain factors. Tool micro-segmentation through predictive modeling by decision tree. And the last, select market segmentation strategy. The objective is to determine the potential attractiveness market as a target market. Result. In defined market segment, savings account customer that have been used in this program segmentation focuses on individual account holders and business account holders. The customer demography dominated by Gen X, 50%, male, 50%, and permanent employee, 46%. The customer transaction behavior tends to have balanced debit-credit transaction in their savings account and have at least one loan products like mortgage, personal loans, or credit cards. In identifying market segment, characteristic of saving accounts holders in XYZ company captured by running query, then analyze them to draw business insights. There are 24 variables that been used. The key variables is account numbers. And the independent variables consist of demographic variables like generation, gender, and occupation. And the transaction behavior variables consist of average or current balance, amount and frequency transactions, loans product outstanding and limit, also the revenue generation. Forming market segment using K-means clustering. As the result of K-means clustering, saving account holders in XYZ company can be divided into 9 clusters. Cluster number 1, cluster number 5, and cluster number 7 are top clusters that potential to be target market for retaining savings volume. From customer characteristic in cluster number 1, cluster number 5, and cluster number 7, the customer who join in the program tend to have high transaction, high average balance, and have at least mortgage or credit cards products. Minor segmentation strategy using decision tree model. From the model evaluation result, the researcher concluded that the model is classified in the ultraliberal classifier. It means that this model still needs to improve to produce more perfect result. Yet, it doesn't mean that the result is bad. Before using the model for predict potential customers, the cap rate of this program is 21%. By using the model, XYZ company could gaining their take-up rate with accuracy 39%. Minor segmentation strategy using decision tree model. As the result of decision tree model, more or less 1 million customers, or equal to 12% of total savings population, predict to eligible on joining the program for retaining savings volume. Based on the model, the important variables to predict potential target market are ingoing ticket size transaction, ratio outgoing transaction amount, frequency ingoing transaction, average balance savings, credit card holders, and credit card limits. These are the markers characteristics based on decision tree model development. Group 1 is customers who have average balance savings is greater than 111 million rupiah. Each of ingoing transaction during a year is 12 million rupiah, and ratio of outgoing transaction to ingoing transaction is between 0.88 times until 0.98 times. The second group of customers is the customers who have frequency of credit transactions between 61 until 147 times in a year. Each of ingoing transaction during a year is 12 million rupiah, and ratio of outgoing transaction to ingoing transaction is between 0.88 times to 0.98 times. And the third group of customers is the customers who have 3 credit cards in XYZ company with minimum credit card limit is 10 million rupiah. In selecting market segmentation strategy, the research used integration between the decision tree model results and K-means clustering system. XYZ company could make customer priority when offering the programs. Around 680,000 customers, or equal to 8.42% of saving account holders, could be prioritized to be potential target for retaining savings volume programs. Responding to this challenge, XYZ company needs effective marketing strategy that could more focus on customers based on their needs, wants, and desires to leverage the understanding of their preferences. By this research, XYZ company could implementing data-driven approach to enhance the market-driven strategy based on the customer demography and customer transaction behavior. The alternative that could be offered in this research is the first alternative. The company could offer the program to 12% of 1 million customers who predict positive by the model. The alternative 2, the company could develop a piloting project by narrowing the target is the integration between the model development and K-means clustering. The program could be offered to 8.42% or 680,000 potential customers in cluster number 7, cluster number 5, and cluster number 1. Conclusion of this research: first, based on the K-means cluster analysis, Saving customers as XYZ company can be divided into 9 clusters. Cluster number 7, cluster number 5, and cluster number 1 are assisting customers with sufficient potential to participate in the program compared to other clusters. Second, based on the development model, there are 6 important variables used to predict which prospective savings customers will be approached. The model predicts that around 12% or 1 million customers are willing to take part in the program offering, and 8.42% or 680,000 of them can be prioritized first because they have a higher chance to take the program than other clusters. Implication for managerials. The results show that market segmentation strategy by clustering the customers could impact XYZ company to reshaping their potential target to over some programs. By using modeling, XYZ company could easily choose market targets and positioning against alternatives to build competitive advantages. For project managers, the study will contribute on giving understanding about the impact of having market segmentation strategy to create initiative programs that meet specific customers to approach. Implication for further research. The limitation of this research started from the prediction model that needs more time to be refined. The study only using decision tree model. There are some variables, the transaction behavior that could be elaborated, and the next research could be compared the predictive model between decision tree, random forest, XGBoost, and so on. This is the end of the research thesis presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.